I can't make music. Like I think it would be so fun to like make a song like with what you did with Cedar Mode. I think that would be like really fun to do, but I've never at all like recorded my vocals and like trying to sing a song or anything like that. Like I just don't have confidence in myself. So if I ever was to like make my own song, it'd have to be like some sort of like rap song because I don't have to worry about using high pitched notes, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, you can definitely get Ike to pitch in on it. 'Cause, I mean, he's the one who helped record Preston and I whenever we did Cedar Mode.
Right, that is true.
Hmm.
And of course we talked
Yeah,
about, I think we talked about that when he was on here, right? I think we did.
I think we did. Yeah.
But yeah, obviously that video was really successful. Did you guys ever make a, did you ever do a recording of Boards and Glue?
No, but like whenever I talk to Preston, like like it always comes up in conversation. Like we talked about it, doing it on New Year's, but Carter and I already had plans. But if we didn't, I was probably gonna hang out with him and record it. But
What?
we will at some point.
Are you kidding me? I stopped that from happening. I am
No,
so pissed.
well, yeah. There's always next New Year, but
Yeah.
yeah, no, yeah. And that's the thing. The one thing that bothers me about the Activision and Xbox deals that Microsoft bought them out for $68.7 billion, which is a lot of money. But why didn't they just boost it up the extra point 0.3 and make it 69 billion? Like they're that close to 69 billion. Why wouldn't they just push it like
I know it would have
68.7
been
is such a random
so
number.
nice for them to do that, but they, of course, they didn't. I don't know why. And I also made a mistake in my video talking about this. I said $75 billion, and I even made a pinned comment as well. But yeah, it's 68 billion. I think for some reason I heard it like when I first heard the number, I thought it was 75 billion. So I was just like kind of confident with myself that that's what it was. And then I realized afterwards, I'm like, oh shit, it isn't 75 billion. But I mean, in all the grand scheme of things, I'm not too far off.
Yeah.
But that's still a
And
shit ton of money though. Like,
oh
holy
yeah,
shit. Like we won't even be able to make $1 billion in our lifetime. Like
no.
it's insane.
Making a million is already tough.
Yeah. So, and this was like so unexpected. Nobody saw this coming. And of course, you know, we can talk a little bit more about what I even said in my video, you know, like what's going to happen with the titles over at Activision Blizzard. Are they going to be PC and Xbox exclusive? And they did come out and say that it's not going to be the case with all their games. But you know, Xbox also has Bethesda, which made Skyrim and the Elder Scroll games. And so,
Fallout, yeah.
yeah. And so, who knows if I think those, it's a very good chance that those may actually be Xbox exclusives. But when it comes to like Call of Duty, like on the Activision side, like Activision, you know, kind of owning Call of Duty and stuff like that. And yeah, there's definitely no way in hell it's going to be an Xbox exclusive or PC and Xbox only. Like the game just sells way too much. Like you need to have those PlayStation ponies actually go ahead and buy
Yeah.
that game.
Oh yeah, without honestly, I feel that way too though. Like about the Fallout franchise and Elder Scrolls. Like I bet there's got to be exclusives on Xbox, but like the way I look at it is like I feel like there's no way they're gonna make those just Xbox exclusives because of how many people on PlayStation play those. And it's funny because whenever I got my PS4, I became just a total Sony fanboy. Cause I grew up with just Xbox and Nintendo consoles, and then my first ever PlayStation console was the PS4. And then I got that because all my friends at the time were switching over, and I've always preferred my PS4 over my Xbox One, but now with Xbox and they got Bethesda a while back, and now they have Activision. I mean, they have all the tools in order to improve Activision overall. And I want to know, like, from you, or someone who plays Call of Duty religiously, like, what changes are you looking, like, what are your expectations? Like, what would you like? Because I know you were talking about, like, you don't want them releasing a new Call of Duty every single year because it seems so rushed and it's so bugged. Like,
Oh wait, Tristan, can you stop for a second? Your voice is like cutting out a lot. Oh shit. Your voice is cutting out a lot.
Time frame, like how often, like.
Oh fuck. Can you hear me, Tristan?
Uh,
your voice is like cutting out
okay.
a lot.
Thank you for. Fine.
I understand what you're asking though. So while you're, and maybe I don't know if it's your internet, mic, or computer problems, but I understand what you're asking though, for the most part. So, I kind of already talked about this in my video that I've already made, which you guys should totally check out if you would like to. But basically, what I talked about, how Call of Duty, how that franchise can be affected by Microsoft purchasing Activision Blizzard. Well, first of all, that means Activision Blizzard isn't the top dog anymore. Microsoft is. Microsoft basically can now tell Activision Blizzard what to do. And so if that's the case, then hopefully they kicked their ass and actually tell them to get their Call of Duty games all straightened out, because the whole like obviously Call of Duty releases every single year by a different game studio, even though there's like 100 different game studios that work for Call of Duty now. It's so crazy to keep up with it. But there's three main developers that create the Call of Duty games: Sledgehammer, Treyarch, and Infinity Ward. Next year's is supposed to be Infinity Ward's game, which is probably going to be Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2. No, my God, did I say that wrong? Roman numeral, whatever.
Yeah,
anyway,
Roman numeral.
Roman numeral. Oh, I did it. Okay, I did say it right. For some reason, when I said it out loud, it didn't sound correct. But anyway, yeah. So that's what the next game is supposed to be, and it most likely will be. But it's like the things that I'm kind of looking forward to. I'm a little bit torn on this because I did see a counter argument to this, but I originally said that there won't be any more annual releases. They can stop with the annual releases. They can have their developers take time to make a polished and complete Call of Duty game that actually works at launch, unlike Vanguard. And so that's one thing I was looking forward to. However, there is a counter argument to it that is kind of true. And it's like, well, if they stop releasing annual Call of Duty games, then so let's say it's like every 3 years we get a Call of Duty game now. And so let's say 1 year a Call of Duty game comes out, but you don't like it whatsoever. It could be like the next Call of Duty Ghost or something. And then you're gonna have to wait a whole another 3 years until another Call of Duty game comes out. That's kind of what Battlefield's been dealing with, honestly, because Battlefield doesn't release every single year, but Battlefield 5 really like it got a lot of hate with that game, and it did get better over time. And then a few years go by, now we have Battlefield 2042, which was very highly anticipated, and everyone's just talking mad shit about that game and how terrible it is. And so the same dealio could happen to Call of Duty if they do stop with annual releases, and the 1 year when it comes out, it could be dog shit, for a lack of other words. And I really hope that's a good point that I saw someone make, but I don't know. I think it's more of a positive thing if they hold off on annual releases than a negative thing. That's just the way I like to look at it. And then when it comes to zombies, obviously Treyarch is pretty king on zombies compared to the other developers. There's a reason why everyone enjoys their Call of Duty games a lot more, because of the zombies mode. And they got rushed making Black Ops Cold War. They got rushed making Black Ops 4 because they had to make Black Ops Cold War. And then the end of the life cycle for zombies in Cold War kind of got rushed because they had to make Vanguard zombies, which obviously turned out terrible. And so I'm really hoping when it comes to the zombies game mode in future titles that Microsoft kind of steps in and actually kind of lets Treyarch take their time to create their projects instead of rushing them and releasing them, because clearly it's not working out right now. So I really hope they do something like that. And I'm trying to think of other things I mentioned in that video. I don't know, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but those are like the two biggest things for sure. Also, Modern Warfare 2 remastered. It would be so freaking badass if we got like the Modern Warfare remastered trilogy in like one application, kind of like the Master Chief collection or the Black Ops like trilogy in one collection in one application. Like that would be really freaking awesome if Microsoft could push out something like that with all those smaller developers maybe who help work with the Call of Duty games. I don't know. There's so much that I feel like they can do to benefit the Call of Duty series, because right now this is like what us Call of Duty fans want to hear about. This is what we've been waiting for. Like, Call of Duty is in such a rough spot right now. It is absolutely terrible. Doesn't matter if it's multiplayer or Warzone or playing the older games like Modern Warfare. Everything is really bad except Black Ops Cold War. That game still seems pretty good, but no one seems to like to care about that game. But anyway, I really hope this acquisition does go well, and hearing this was a big surprise to everybody, and I I see it more as a positive way than a negative way, but I also mentioned in my video that it's possible that Microsoft might not do anything different when it comes to Call of Duty with the way Activision handles things. You know, things may not change at all with Microsoft above Activision. We'll just have to wait and see. Remember Mixer? Microsoft bought Mixer because it was like kind of an up and coming streaming platform, like you know, they're trying to get to like Twitch and what YouTube streaming is, but clearly Mixer fell off and it's completely gone now. So, and I don't expect Activision Blizzard to go away. Like, I don't expect Activision Blizzard to go away anytime soon. But my point being that, you know, Microsoft didn't do enough to like keep Mixer going. And so I don't want the same thing to happen with Activision Blizzard, and they're not actually helping them out by acquiring them.
Yeah, didn't Ninja sign like a big deal with Mixer too?
Oh,
like whenever it first like got launched.
Was it like a $10 million thing? Maybe I'm thinking of someone else. It was like, yeah, they gave them a lot of money to strictly stream on Mixer, and you know, that was a huge deal too, because obviously Twitch has been going through a lot of crazy stuff. I don't really know too many details about Twitch. I never use Twitch, but I know it's kind of in a rough spot for streaming because a lot of big streamers are going over to YouTube full time. So, and then of course when Ninja went to Mixer, yeah, he definitely got a huge deal out of it, and I don't know if he went through with the deal all the way, or if he, like, I don't know, broke his contract. I don't really know what happened if he did that, but yeah, he definitely got a lot of money for going over there. Welcome back, you guys. Sorry that we kind of did this weird transition here, because for some reason I looked like it was my internet connection that was like cutting out, and that's why Tristan's voice in the recording sounded terrible. Like he just kept cutting out, and Tristan was even saying my voice was cutting out too. So it had something to do with my end, and like I was trying to test my internet connection, which I should try again right now, but like it wouldn't work. So I think my internet, yeah, now it will let me test my internet connection. Something was going on with my internet for sure, but we're not actually recording on Discord like we usually are. We are actually recording on Xbox Party Chat. Just using our microphones.
Yeah, we're trying to fix it. Yeah, we kept cutting each other off too. Like I would hear like every other word you were saying in some spots, and then I would start talking, and there was a pause. And I'm like, oh wait, what's going on?
Yeah, literally my internet speed right now, I'm getting 5 megabits per second, which is awful. It's a disgusting number. I hate that crap. So yeah, so I think my parents are probably like on Netflix or something. So that could be like taking up a bunch of it. But
tell them to get off.
But you know, it's okay. You know, whatever. I can. You know, it's not too hard to edit these kind of things and just make the transition a little easier, going back into the groove. But I don't even remember what we were talking about. Were we still talking about Activision? Yeah, we're talking about Call of Duty.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because like the main thing that happened was like because I asked you I asked you a long question and then it cut off halfway through. But yeah, it was basically just like how long, like what period of like how many years in between each Call of Duty game would you prefer instead of having a yearly game because of how bugged they've been lately, especially with Vanguard mainly. But yeah, then it seemed like you got most of my question and it pretty much answered it the way I expect.
Yeah, I'd say like maybe every other year for a Call of Duty title. I think that's reasonable, honestly, especially if we are still going to be going through like the 3-year developer cycle, the Sledgehammer, Treyarch, and Infinity War. Well, now I get all screwed up with Black Ops Cold War because that was supposed to be Sledgehammer's game, but but yeah, there's that kind of 3-year dev cycle, and it'd be kind of cool if every other year they came out with a new title, but in between those years they could give us a remastered of an older Call of Duty game, and they could, like, of course, port some of that stuff into Warzone, since that's trying to be updated constantly through each title coming out. I think that is the perfect solution for new titles to be polished at launch and to be ready to go whenever the release date is, and also fans will be able to relive the experience of the older Call of Duty games in a remastered form. Like Modern Warfare Remastered was the shit. I love that game so much, and I really want to go back and play it. I don't know how many people are playing that game nowadays, but that was so exciting to actually have our first official remastered Call of Duty game, and it was just so nice to play, especially since I never played COD 4 back during its prime. It's funny, kind of funny how my story goes how I first played Call of Duty, but Call of Duty 4 was like technically the first Call of Duty game I ever owned. It was also Modern Warfare 3. Those I got both those games for Christmas, and so I could say that Call of Duty 4 was my first Call of Duty game. But
Yeah.
I don't try and brag about that because I wasn't there back during like what 2004 when it 2007. Yeah, wow. I don't know why I thought 2004. But yeah, 2007 when it first came out. But yeah, every other year, but in between have remasters. I think that is the perfect solution. It'll give Activision and I guess Microsoft now a bunch of money, and also it's good for the consumer because we're getting what we want with remastered games, and of course these new games being polished at launch.
Man, imagine being a freshman in high school in the year 2009, because freshman year is when Modern Warfare 2 comes out. Sophomore year, you get Black Ops. So junior year, you get Modern Warfare 3, and then senior year, you get Black Ops 2.
Oh my god.
Imagine being the class of 2012. Like, if you were really into COD at that point, you were living the fucking life. And I'm sure you didn't even realize it at the time.
And all those people who were at those ages, they are now full-time content creators.
Yeah.
That's how it all started. What a time to be alive. I couldn't imagine, because when we were in school for high school, it was freshman year was Call of Duty Ghost.
Yeah, it was Ghost.
And then Advanced Warfare, which was meh. And then Black Ops 3 was awesome. That was an amazing game during our junior year. Then, of course, senior year was Infinite Warfare. So
and
we had a
Modern Warfare Remastered.
Well, that's true. That's true. Modern Warfare Remastered was good though, but
I feel like they had to combine those together just so people would buy it, because like at the Infinite Warfare, that trailer is one of the most disliked videos in YouTube history.
and now you can't even see the amount of dislikes on a video anymore.
I know.
That's so unfortunate.
Silly.
It was actually kind of funny because I was like, I kind of told you this earlier today. I was going through some of my older videos and I came across a video I made about the Infinite Warfare trailer, and in the thumbnail I actually have a screenshot of how many dislikes it had at the time. So I wonder like what it is at now, but obviously we can't see it, which is so BS.
Yeah, you go back to check the thumbnail and the number is gone, and it just shows dislike button.
Yeah, the YouTube changed my thumbnail because that'd be pretty funny actually. But imagine being like a kid and you're playing Call of Duty the first time, but your first Call of Duty game you ever played was Infinite Warfare.
Oh,
Like, oh my god. Honestly, I didn't hate Infinite Warfare as much as everyone says they do. Probably because I was so used to Black Ops 3 movement style, and it was really similar, even though the graphics definitely were not as good. But I still I found enjoyment from the game. But what's funny is I went back and played it over the summer because this was like before the Vanguard beta came out, and I was trying to look for other games to play. So I went back to playing Infinite Warfare. But there's people on there who literally still play the game every single day. Like when you go to the right on someone's profile, it'll tell you like their kind of like their combat record, but it would also tell you how many days played, and people have like over 100 fucking days played on Infinite Warfare, and all they do is play as the Snaptic combat rig, and they don't even touch the ground. They treat the floor as lava, and they're just wall running everywhere, and they're just like completely just Halo jumping over you and just melting you. Like it's like those people are just like completely cracked out of their minds. Like you can like it's so obvious they play the game every single day, and it's so funny because they think they're so good at Call of Duty, but they only play Infinite Warfare. I came across people like this in Call of Duty Ghosts. There's people I've met who have over 100 days played. I think I met someone who have over 200 days played in Call of Duty Ghosts. And what's crazy to me is like, how can you play a game that's so dead? How do you even get into lobbies every single day? And those people probably think they're really good too, because they do have like 3+ KDs, because they even says on their profile. And what's funny is I wonder if those people have like huge egos, like they think they're the shit at Call of Duty, but that's the only game they play. It's like, okay, how about you try another Call of Duty game and tell me how good you're at? You know?
Oh yeah.
But,
absolutely.
Oh man, like I don't know. Like obviously, I know Tristan, you're someone who hated Infinite Warfare. You did not like anything about it, did you?
Yeah, the one good thing I did appreciate about it, well, so the one thing that I really didn't like about Black Ops 3, besides the campaign, was the black market. I thought like it was a joke. I hated it. I felt like, and it wasn't a black market in Infinite Warfare though, but there were like supply drops and whatnot.
The Quartermaster, I think they call it.
The Quartermaster. Yeah, I thought that was a massive improvement from how it was compared to Black Ops 3.
Yeah, having the salvage or part system to where you can actually buy what variant you want was pretty cool. I'm trying, like there was a glitch, and this was like maybe 1 or 2 years after Infinite Warfare already came out, but someone found a glitch where you can like get as many keys as possible, which I think keys was the currency used to buy supply drops in the game. And I think there was a glitch where you can get unlimited keys. And what was funny is that if you did this glitch, and basically what would happen, you could essentially get every single item in the game through this glitch. And there's people who did. There's a guy named Prestigious Key, a really popular Call of Duty channel, and he made a video saying he did the glitch because last time this glitch was happening, the people who got banned for like 30 days or something, when they came back, they still had everything in the game. So he took the opportunity and did the glitch, got every single item in the game through supply drops by having unlimited keys, and he got every single item in the game. And sure enough, his account got banned for like 90 days or something like that. But after the ban was over, he still had everything. They didn't reset his stats. They didn't take it all away. They literally kept they literally kept the items that he got through the glitch. And he made a video updating it, and he's just like, yep, doing the glitch was totally worth it. And so it's unfortunate that I didn't take advantage of that, because then I could have got every single item in the game. But I just remember that being kind of a thing for a while, and it was really interesting, considering, you know, so much content is locked behind supply drops. So of course people are going to try and find glitches to kind of bypass it in a way. And you know, one thing I wonder, how do people like do these glitches? Do they like actually go into like the game's code and they're like trying to figure out like some sort of like, what's the word, like some sort of a loophole where you can like cheese the system, but I don't know how people, or do they just come across it accidentally and remember how they did it? Like how do things like this stuff happen? Like, I just so weird to me.
Yeah, no, yeah, it really is. You know, you're asking the real questions here. And I was thinking about it. So like, I was thinking about it whenever the news came out about Microsoft buying Activision. Do you remember back? I remember it vividly, like the Black Ops 2 and even like the Black Ops 3 days, because I remember that like Xbox and PlayStation, like they would have their own contracts with I don't know if it was with the Call of Duty itself or with all of Activision, but one of the two would get the DLCs a month earlier than the other. Like during Black Ops 2, I remember that at that time Xbox got the DLCs a month earlier.
The exclusivity deal is what you're talking about.
Yeah. I think it was either Advanced Warfare or Black Ops 3. That's when Xbox's contract expired, and then PlayStation got them a month.
Yeah,
early.
Black Ops 3 is when it started with PlayStation.
Yeah, that's right. And yeah, 'cause I had a PS4 at the time, and I was super stoked about that. But like, I was thinking about it, it's like, what was the last Call of Duty that had that?
When it came to a month,
was it World War II maybe?
Yes, World War. When it came to like for the DLC map packs to be released on the other platforms, it was a month difference. But for Black Ops 4, it was only a week. And so PlayStation only got it a week ahead of time, which was much better than before. And obviously, we don't see that anymore. Like, everybody gets everything the same time, which is definitely good. It's a good step in the right direction. And over the years, you know, it's honestly so funny, because when PlayStation first got the exclusive rights to the map packs for Call of Duty, I remember Sony, as an Xbox user, I was pretty upset, because that's kind of one of the reasons why I got an Xbox in the first place, was so I can get to the map packs early. And then they switched over to PlayStation as soon as I like switch over to my Xbox One. Oh god, it's so funny. But what's funny, I remember PlayStation was bragging about how much better their console is, and they do have better exclusives, honestly. Like, their single-player games are just remarkable. But yeah, PlayStation 4 they had a more remarkable era with their console, and they would always brag about how much better it is than the Xbox. And now things have really took a turn, because you know, Xbox is starting to get a comeback, especially with their Xbox Game Pass, which is extremely popular. And then of course they acquired Bethesda, and PlayStation fans are like, oh shit, does that mean they're gonna have Xbox exclusives that we don't really know yet? But then this Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard has really concerned, I think, a lot of PlayStation people now. And yeah, I don't know. I think it's funny how the tables have really turned. So it's like you guys are just like, I don't know, it's just so funny how like the console wars work, you know, which console's better. But we all know that the best console is the Nintendo 64. But no, I'm kidding. I've actually never used one. But,
yeah, I have one. I love it.
Yeah, I know you're kind of into the retro type stuff, but I don't like. Yeah, the PlayStation 3 was my first console I ever had, and then I got a Wii, and then an Xbox 360. Then then I got every Xbox since then. I never switched back over to PlayStation. I still have my PlayStation 3 games, but I just never use my PlayStation anymore.
Yeah, yeah. I remember my first ever console when I was little. I had a Nintendo 64. I have some very early memories of playing Super Smash Bros. And I remember I got an Xbox, like the OG Xbox, whenever it first came out in 2001. So I was 3 years. Yeah, I was around four. So so I was out for like a year or so by the time I got it, and I had that for a while. Had a bunch of games on that, and then I eventually getting the 360 right when it came out in like 2005, 2006, and then I got the Wii right when it came out, not too long after that, and then yeah, and then eventually yeah, I just played on my 360 all the way leading up until the Xbox One and the PS4 got announced. I ended up picking the PS4 over the Xbox One. And then once the Xbox One S came out, I pre-ordered that and got that summer of 2016. So going into our senior year of high school, I got the Xbox One S, and then I've had both ever since.
Dude, my brother got an Xbox One S for fucking free because of some drawing he did in one of his classes. Because
Wow.
Microsoft was like some couple guys from Microsoft who were technically teaching the class or something, and they did a drawing at the end of the year, and he got a fucking Xbox for free. And all I can think to myself is like, I bought all my fucking Xboxes, and you just get one like for fucking free. I don't know. I feel like my brother, like when it comes to drawings and stuff, my brother gets so fucking lucky, and I would not be surprised if he wins the lottery someday. But
Yeah.
like it's honestly, I was so pissed when that happened because I'm like, I had to fucking buy my own Xbox. Like, give me a break
That's
here.
funny.
But
Yeah.
yeah, my history of gaming doesn't really go too far back. I didn't really start playing video games religiously until I was like in middle school, and that's mostly because my parents, when I was in elementary school, like they would literally only limit me 1 hour every day to play games, which is like not a long time at all.
No.
And I usually only played like Lego games back then too, and it's kind of funny like all the different games I played when I was a kid, because I feel like ever since I started getting into Call of Duty, that's like all I play. So now there's so many games that have came out over the years I just completely missed out on, and I really want to start playing single player games. I would love to live stream them, but unfortunately my internet isn't good enough to do that, and there's a good proof right there just in this podcast alone, because now we had to wait a little bit until my internet started like
dude.
go back up. It's so stupid.
You should get into the Dead Space games. I've been getting into those, and they are a ton of fun single player. They're also The second one I know is multiplayer, but yeah, they're a ton of fun single player games. Like, I forgot to mention, yeah, I had a Nintendo NES whenever it was right before I got the 360. I remember I played my NES a lot. I played like Castlevania, the original Metroid. Like I played those games from the 80s like all the time whenever I was a little kid. I remember getting up early in the morning. I'd get up early before school. I was in like first, second grade. I remember playing the OG Castlevania like before I'd go to school, and I'd play that game religiously. But yeah, no, I've always had a thing for like older retro games too. But yeah, just about any console, I at least like to play it and try it out.
Yeah, and some of my earliest memories playing video games too. I remember the old Battlefront games. That was on like the GameCube, right? You could play those on the GameCube.
The old Battlefront game, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and so what was funny is, so I used to play the Infamous games, which are really good. They're a PlayStation exclusive. I love the Infamous games, and back then, funny enough, so the default setting for the Infamous games, at least for the first Infamous game, for the default settings, the controls were inverted. Like when you look around, it was inverted. So instead of just being a normal person and changing it, I just stuck with it. And so I used to play on inversed control a lot on my was it the right stick. And so when I went to my cousin's house and I was playing on their Nintendo 64 with them, and they were playing Battlefront, I would always the controls weren't inverted, so I would always get really confused which way to look and how to shoot and stuff like that, because I used to play on inverted controls. But obviously I don't play on inverted controls anymore. It was just kind of an interesting time in my life how I used to do that. But yeah, I don't know. I really had fun playing video games when I was a kid, just because I would always play so many single player games. The Uncharted games were amazing, and I'm glad they're making a movie, even though Tom Holland doesn't really represent Nathan Drake too well. But you know, either way, I think the movie would be good no matter what. I mean, the Uncharted games were such a really fantastic franchise that I played, and it's unfortunate I never got to play the fourth game. Yeah, because they came out the fourth and fifth. I don't know if they came out the fifth game, but fourth
came out the fourth. Yeah.
Yeah, and I never got to play that one. My brother did, and he said it was really long, and I like long campaigns. So
yeah. And did you ever get to play Infamous Second Son? Because I think that was the one that was a PS4 exclusive.
No, my brother did, but no, I never got a chance to play it. I actually watched a walkthrough of Uber Hexa Nova on YouTube doing a playthrough on it, and it definitely looks a lot of fun. Like obviously at the time the graphics were enhanced greatly, and the gameplay was so bright and vibrant. I love like the neon powers in the game. I thought that was really cool. Yeah, Infamous, amazing games. Definitely should try it out. Also, Ratchet and Clank was a great PlayStation exclusive. I enjoyed playing. The first one I played was Ratchet and Clank Tools of Destruction. It was like one of the first games that my dad got for the PlayStation when he acquired it. And Ratchet and Clank, that was, oh my god, those are good games too. And obviously they're coming out with a new one, or they came out with a new one for the PlayStation 5. I actually don't know if it's out yet. I don't own a PlayStation, obviously, but God, those games just look really good. I really want to play other games. I really do. I would love to live stream them, but like I've already said, I just don't have good enough internet for it, so it's unfortunate.
Most definitely.
But this is pretty much getting towards the end of the podcast. I do apologize for that little cutout earlier. And of course, we're talking on Xbox Party Chat, which I think is quite funny. But yeah, I don't know if it was a Discord thing. It had to have been my internet. Like something was going on with my internet. I don't know what the deal was, but everything seems to be working fine. Tristan's voice sounds good in this recording. So we really hope you guys enjoy this episode. Stay tuned for future guests, because there is someone I'm trying to get on here that I think will be quite interesting. I haven't talked to him in a long time, so I really want to kind of dig deep on the things he's doing currently. So it'll be really cool to get him on here. I need to message him and see how that goes. But you got any last words, Tristan's, before we say goodbye?
Yeah, I mean, just thanks to everybody for bearing with us while we're going through the technical difficulties. I know it's not fun hearing us interrupting each other multiple times and having to transfer from Discord onto here, but thank you if you just stayed tuned in for the whole episode. Thank you.
Yeah, seriously, that really does mean a lot to us. And for those of you who are finding us on Spotify, make sure you do subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Spartacus 200. It should be pretty easy to find. And with that, I just make Call of Duty videos for the most part, so I'm kind of into gaming stuff. Obviously, we talk about video games here at the end, and so yeah, make sure you go ahead and check that out. And if you are listening to this on YouTube but would like to listen it to on Apple Podcasts, let us know in the comments, or of course you can just listen to us on Spotify if you use that as well. Yeah, I don't know, I kind of want to expand the podcast more outside of my YouTube videos. I don't mind uploading on YouTube at all. It's just a little bit of a pain in the ass trying to upload them in 2 parts, whereas like on the streaming platforms, the Spotify or Apple Podcasts, it's so much easier just to upload it all in one. I don't have to split it up into 2 parts.
Yeah, and don't forget about Apple Music if you want to listen to Spartacus's mixtape coming soon.
Oh yeah, don't forget that. And so with that being said, we appreciate you guys listening all the way through. Have a great day, and we'll catch you on the next episode next week.
See you guys.